Hi, everybody. Um, okay, so I was a junior in college. I was about 20 years old, and I actually, with a passport that was about 2 days old, I took off to spend a semester in central Mexico in a lovely little town called Guanajuato. If you haven't been, I highly recommend it. It's incredible. So when I arrived in Guanajuato, I was taken by my homestay daddy to my homestay house, which was humongous. Okay, it was a mansion. And I was introduced to my three homestay brothers. I'm going to say brothers for two reasons. Number one, they were not the actual brothers of the family that I was living with, but they were also from other parts of. They were from other parts of Mexico. They had come to the same town as me to go to college, and so they were kind of guests in the house. But they were all about my age, and they became like my best buddies. So the first night I was there, they come and knock on my door and they say, "Hey, we're doing exercise time. Do you want to come?" I was like, "Oh, cool. This is so amazing. I already have Mexican friends." So my three buddies, my three hermanos were named Juan Carlos, JC, Chuy, who was actually named Jesus. We called him Chuy. And Miguel, who I swear to you, his nickname was Meek. And that's what he wanted me to call him, was Meek. So anyway, so we start our exercise class together, and Chewy, who was a very large fellow, okay, he was like a pretty rotund guy, was teaching us all types of incredible exercise maneuvers. Like, oh, you could do push-ups like this, then put your feet up like this, and everybody was like Chewy, how do you know all these amazing exercises? And so again, Chewy's like a big dude. He didn't look very athletic, and he said, "Well, I was a kickboxer for several years." And as we had all become friends, and as we had like gotten to know each other, I became the street English teacher, and they became the de facto street Spanish teachers for me. So I said, "I cannot believe this guy was a kickboxer. He's so big," and da da da. And one of the guys, Meek, said, "Hey, Matt, what's a really cool way in English to say, 'This is impossible, you're lying to me'?" And I said, "Oh, you could say bullshit, or you could say get the fuck out of here." To which they started translating, and they were like, "How on earth would get the fuck?" And I had to explain, like, it has two meanings. One of them is go away. The other one is you're lying. So then I said, "Hey, Chewy, how do I say kick somebody's ass? Because he's a kickboxer, he should know." And he taught me the most eloquent Spanish phrase you'll ever learn, which is te parto la madre, which means I'm going to beat your ass so bad that your mom's going to feel it. So now they know English, I know Spanish, whatever. So we all become buddies. And when we would exercise together, we would listen to music. And I was super excited to hear like traditional Mexican tunes from these guys. So first they introduced me to The Doors, which is The Doors, okay? Next they introduced me to the Eagles. Next it was Guns N' Roses, and finally it was Eminem. So I was like, okay, like I have my Mexican buddies. I'm definitely not listening to Mexican music, but we're having a good time. So every weekend they took me to this club called Santuario. And Santuario had this house band that played incredible Mexican cover songs like Come On Baby Light My Fire, like The Real Slim Shady, what else? And Hotel California. And the only Spanish song that they would actually play was called Alicia, which is by a Spanish rock star named Bunbury. So why is this super relevant? The only reason they played this song is because as soon as we got there, between songs, if you've ever seen a cover band and people like shout the song they want to hear, every single time they finished a song, Jesus would be there saying, "Alicia, Alicia, Alicia." It was so common that every weekend, some of the other regulars would look at us like, "Oh, this fucking Alicia guy's here again." All the homestay brothers would laugh at him. The band would roll their eyes and say, "Oh, it's the Alicia guy again." But sure enough, like once in a while, they'd play Alicia. So these are my buddies. I know one Spanish song, whatever. So one of these nights, like 2 months into my stay there, Jesus and I meet up at like the Central Plaza, and all of our buddies are supposed to meet up with us, and we're going to go Santuario. So Jesus shows up, I show up, nobody else is there. And like Juan Carlos, we wait 20 minutes, he doesn't come. Meek doesn't come, a few other guys don't come. Jesus and I are at that level where it's really fun to hang out in a group, but I definitely it's going to be awkward for us just to be alone together. I consider like the headache excuse or something to kind of get out of here. And he's like, no, let's just go to Santuario. I've let to play Alicia tonight. So I'm like, okay, cool, let's go. So sure enough, we get to Santuario. It's totally closed. And I was like, oh, maybe we should go home, Jesus. He's like, no, 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 no. I'll find another bar for us. So this is the cool off part. I promise I didn't forget the topic. So we arrive at this like random basement bar, which is like you come in, you look down at the bar, and you know you have to go down the stairs. It's a basement. So we get in, and the bar is split in half. And there's this angry as shit drunken dude, shirtless, hairless, not because he was angry, just because he had no hair, which usually a guy who's like super, super big bald is not a nice guy. And he's fuming. And he's very clearly like kind of looking for a fight. The other half of the bar is just avoiding him. And a lot of people have been in this situation where you're like, this guy's looking for a fight. I hope I'm not the one in his way. So, and I'm thinking, I hope he cools down very quick. And I'm thinking, this is not cool at all. So sure enough, he looks right up at the steps. He looks at me and he says, pinche calvacho. It's like mouthing it, which means fucking gringo. And I say, oh my God. So I don't know this guy. He doesn't know me, but he found his guy that he's going to beat up tonight. So he runs up the stairs, okay? And when he's about 3 inches from me, Jesus takes this man's fucking head and bangs it into his knee. The guy gets knocked out and falls down the stairs and rolls down the stairs. And I say, Le parto la madre. And he says, get the fuck out of here. So we run. And that was for sure the best night I ever had with Jesus. After that, I legitimately felt that he was actually my hermano. He was actually my friend. And yeah, I love this man for it. So that's